is everyone? I think yesterday I was talking about which concept, my dear? Differences between bean factory container and application container. What is the best container? Application context container. In every situation, application context, or is there any situation where we need bean factory? One, two situation, but for which Spring is not popular. While developing mobile application, while developing IoT application, you may think about using bean factory container. Generally, Spring is not popular in that area. So that's why, are you going to see any bean factory based project development after joining in the company? No. Fine. Right, guys? The bean factory application context getting its feature independently or as an extension of bean factory container? As the extension of bean factory container. Okay, guys, that means you are working with application context means indirectly somewhere you are dealing with what? Bean factory. That's why we say application context container is equal to bean factory container plus plus. Then we discussed about the difference between IOC and dependency injection. IOC is the theory, dependency injection is the practical. IOC is the software specification that gives set of rules and guidelines to manage the dependency among the Spring Bean component or components. Dependency lookup, dependency injection are the two implementation models of IOC, inversion of control, right? Okay. Next one, boss. Next one. We discussed difference between setter injection, construct injection, field injection. Generally, we use field injection only by keeping veterans and reviewers in mind. We also studied about what? Setter injection and constructor injection. As part of that, I have highlighted what, guys? Cyclic dependency injection. Did you study that, guys? Did you experiment with that, guys? Noise problem. Voice problem or noise problem? Again started. Admin team, can you help these students? Voice problem was, it's not manageable. Why you should manage voice problem? Noise వస్తుందంట చూడండి. Those who switched on the camera, please turn off your camera. Otherwise, I'll remove from the meeting. Okay, guys, now listen. Spring Bean life cycle is the today's topic. Spring Bean life cycle is the today's topic. What is life cycle, guys? Keeping track of everything from birth to death. Human being life cycle means what? Keeping track of everything from birth of the human being to death of the human being. Yes or no? Na? But in that one, life cycle events will be there, guys. Important activities of the lifetime are called what? Life cycle events. Important activities. Your birth is important, life cycle event. Your naming ceremony is important, life cycle event. Your start of schooling is important, life cycle event. Yes or no? Na? End of schooling is important, life cycle event. Entering into marriage relationship is an event, life cycle event, right, guys? Start of career event and retirement from the career event, death event. That is also event, boss, right? No doubt. At least for some people, it's a happy event. Yes or no? Na? Okay. Oh. Okay, I should not do that modesty statement. Generally, after our death, what people writes? So and so date to so and so date, right? In between, one small dash will be there, and that is our life. Yes or no? Between birth date and death days, one small dash is there, and that dash is our life. Okay, fine. Who manages our human being life cycle? If we believe in God, God manages. If we believe in science, science manages, right? I'm an atheist fellow. I don't believe in God. For me, what? Everything is science. Everything is science. Science is managing what? This nature and human beings. Someone believes in God. They say God is managing life cycle. In case of spring, who manages spring bean life cycle? IOC container, right guys? Who makes our spring bean? Who creates object? Manage object? Whom dependency management? Who destroys the object? Right? Clear up? What about voice boss? Online student, voice is clear? Not clear. Okay, let it be. But for working on it, you please focus on the class. Right. But I want to my own choice. Because I feel nothing is in my control except the developing class. I'm not able to do anything, right? I want something to be done. So that's why observe the life cycle events of the spring bean and configure some methods as life cycle methods. Whenever event rises, that method will execute automatically. Like our servlet life cycle methods, guys. Yes or no? Na? Like our servlet lifecycle method, Spring Bean is also going to have two lifecycle methods to execute. Agree with me, my dear. దాంట్లో ఉండొచ్చు. Okay, guys. As part of servlet life cycle, total how many life cycle events are there? Three are there. What are there? Request passing event is structuring. Instantiation event rises when container creates server class. What is the guys? Init method, right, boss? Request processing event rises when our servlet object is ready to take the request, process the request. What is the lifecycle method that executes, guys? Am I audible, guys? Am I audible, guys? I think you should be clear by this time. Expert has come, you solve the problem. Still not solved? It's clear. I think you should be clear by this time. Don't worry about the subject. I will take care of subject part. You worry about voice. It's clear. Srinivas, especially you are pinging back to back. Not clear, not clear. When clear, you should also respond. Super then. Okay. Even, yeah. Everyone, don't worry. We will discuss the subject again. God manages human being life cycle, right? And arises a lot of life cycle events. Birth event, naming event, start of schooling event, end of schooling event, start of career, end of career, marriage event, death event. When these events are raised, Some functions will happen, some gatherings will happen. They are called event handling. They are called what? On your birth, the celebrations are started. So birth is event, celebrations is event handling. On the day of naming, celebrations are started. That is event handling. Yes or no? Na? On the day of starting school, you will start crying. Lots of people are happy because your schooling is started. Parents are happy, relatives are happy. You are going to be educated, right? But you don't like education at that age. That's why you will cry it. That means indirectly people are celebrating your cry. Yes or no? Na? The day you take birth, you will cry, but people celebrate it. Yes or no? Na? On the day of death, you are calm and everyone is crying. Life is mystery, right? When you are crying, people are happy. When you are dying, people are crying. Yes or no? Na? So whatever it is, God manages human being life cycle, having life cycle event. For those life cycle event, we go for celebration. The celebrations are called event handling. Spring bean life cycle is done by spring container by raising two life cycle event and by exam, by configuring, by executing life cycle method, we do event handling. Come on, guys. Why do we do event handling? Array, I'm getting the feeling I'm just developing the class. Everything is done by whom? Container. I don't have any control to execute some logic when life cycle events are happening. That's why they come up with what? I will raise life cycle event, but by specifying life cycle method, you start executing logic for the life cycle events. Are you getting my point there? Same as servlet, guys. Same as servlet. First of all, tell me, in servlet life cycle, how many life cycle events are there? How many are there? Three are there. Instantiation event, request processing event, distraction event. When servlet class object is created, instantiation event. What is the lifecycle method? Init. When servlet object is ready to process the request to generate the response, request processing event. What is the lifecycle method? Service. When servlet container is about to destroy our servlet class object, what is the event? Destruction event, right, guys? Rises when servlet container is about to destroy our servlet component class object. What object, guys? Servlet component class object. Is that clear, my dear? Got the point, my dear? Instantiation event, request processing event. Next one is what? Destruction event. Clear was. Spring bean life cycle events are, these are very important. Servlet container is rising three events in servlet component life cycle. But here, how many events are raised by spring bean? True. Why? Servlet has got the responsibility of processing request. Spring bean has got any responsibility of processing request? Creation destruction. Their creation destruction in between taking request and processing request. That's why three event. Here, how many events? Two events. What are those? Instantiation event, destruction event. In shortcut, that is called init event, destroy event. But interesting part, you know, instantiation event will not rise just after object creation. It will rise after object creation, after completing all injections on the Spring Bean class object. Please be remembered. Please observe, this is a small chain. Not after object creation. After object is created, when all injections are completed on Spring Bean, then init event will execute. Whatever lifecycle method that executes for init event is called init lifecycle method. Are Spring Bean is invasive or non-invasive? Non-invasive. Servlet technology component is invasive or non-invasive? invasive. That's why their life cycle methods are fixed because there is a guarantee servlet component class implements are extend from one predefined class, right, boss? Implements are extends from what? One predefined class. That's why life cycle methods are fixed. Array, when superclass is fixed, so interface implemented by class is fixed. Some fixed methods can be there. There's a guarantee of inherited and overridden methods are not, guy. But my Spring Bean is ordinary class or not? My Spring Bean is non-invasive or not? Can I have fixed methods in that? So that's why whatever methods I take as lifecycle method, they are custom methods. I need to configure one method as init lifecycle method, one method as destroy lifecycle method. It's advantage or disadvantage? In one angle, advantage. In one other angle, disadvantage. Because we can take our choice names for the methods as a life cycle method. In other angle is we should explicitly tell so many methods are there. Only these two methods are life cycle method. Either using XML configurations or what? Annotation configuration. Are you getting my point there, guys? Either using XML or annotation. Anyhow, we stopped working with XML. We go for what? Annotation. Check it out, guys. Spring Bean lifecycle events are what are? Instantiation event, init event, arises when IOC container creates what? Spring Bean class object and completes what? All types of injections on that object. Clear, my dear? Next one, destruction event. What is that, guys? Destroy event arises when IOC container is about to destroy our Spring Bean class object. About to destroy our Spring Bean class object. Is that clear, my dear? I want reply, my dear. Come on. Super. This is my instantiation event. This is my destruction. Okay, cool. The method that is called by underlying container automatically when the lifecycle event is raised is called lifecycle event handling method or lifecycle method. We generally place event handling logics in lifecycle event handling method definition in our choice component. That's common now, boss. Once we got the clarity for these event, these methods are executing. We override the method, we keep the logics. Yes or no, boss? Look at the servlet lifecycle method, which you know little bit. In the init method, we try to create JDBC connection. In the service method, we try to use the JDBC connection. In the destroy method, we try to close the connection now, boss. Easy. That means init method of servlet is having initialization logic. Service method is having request processing logic. Destroy method is having what? Destruction logic. That means uninitialization logic. In Spring Bean, init lifecycle method execute right after object creation, right after injection. Not right after object creation, right after injection. After creation, object creation plus injections. Come on, guys. Destroy lifecycle method executes when, guys? Right before object destruction. After object discussion, where that method executes, Babu? Remember, in servlet or Spring Bean, destroy lifecycle method execute when container is about to destroy our object. Our object means in case of servlet, servlet class object. In case of Spring, Spring Bean class object. In case of Spring Bean class object. Are you getting my point there? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Here is my instantiation event. Here is my what? Destruction event. This is my init event. This is my destroy event. Okay. So now I'm talking about life cycle method. You get the servlet life cycle methods, guys? Servlet component life cycle methods are what, guys? Servlet component life cycle methods are Instantiation event, init method, we place what guys? Initialization logic in this method, like creating JDBC connection object. Request processing event, service method, we place what? Logic to process the request to generate the response in this method. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Next, distraction event, right, boss? Destroy. Replace logics to release non-Java resources associated with what guys? Servlet component, nothing but closing JDBC connection object. Okay, here whatever I said that is there guys. Servlet component is invasive component. Must implement servlet interface directly or what? Indirectly. The servlet lifecycle methods are predefined method with fixed signatures or not. With this servlet knowledge we got na boss. And why are they comparing, sir? If you know little bit of servlet, it becomes easy to map, guys, nothing else. Okay, tell me, boss. Spring Bean lifecycle methods are not fixed because Spring Bean can be developed as what? Non-invasive classes. Most of the time we prefer taking what? Spring Beans as non-invasive classes. Agree with me, guys? In Spring Bean lifecycle configuration, we need to configure lifecycle method explicitly, either using XML or what? Annotation. Either using XML or what? Annotation. Total how many lifecycle methods will be there in Spring Bean, guys? One for instantiation event, one for distraction event. One for instantiation event, one for distraction event. Clear, my dear? Super. Tell me. This is my life cycle event, right? One is what? Another one is what? What is the life cycle method? Custom init method. Method with any name. Destruction. Custom destroy method. Method with any name. Now the question is, what kind of logics we write in this custom init method and custom destroy method? No doubt initialization logics, but some additional logics also we write. In the init lifecycle method of Spring Bean, we write initialization logic. I have a question. Already injection, dependency injection means, field injection means initialization only, na? What is the additional injections? What is the additional initialization you do, sir? Observe very carefully. Field injection, center injection, constructor injection is all about what? Assigning dependence to target object. In one way, they are initialization only. Then what you do in the custom init method, sir? Number one, if any leftover properties are there which are not participated in the injection, we try to initialize them. If any leftover properties are there which have not participated in the injection, we try to initialize them. Number one. Number two, for example, guys, data verification is there or data modification is there. I don't want to inject in the custom init method data verification date is equal to new data. It will be happily initialized now, boss. Come on, guys. Number two, already some properties have been injected now. Before using them in my business method, I will take a chance of verifying whether correct values are injected or not in this init lifecycle method. If correct values are not injected or important properties are not injected with values, I will try to throw the exception so that application will be stopped abnormally, so that business logic will not execute. When not executed, wrong results will not be generated. Fine. Conclusion one more time. In the custom init method of Spring Bean lifecycle, we write two types of logics. Number one, initialization logic for leftover properties which have not participated in the injection. Number two, we check validation logic to check whether already injected properties are injected with correct values or not. Injected with correct values or not. Are you getting my point there? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Super. Okay, guys. Shall we go to destroy life cycle method logics, guys? When this will execute, when content is about to destroy our Spring Bean class object, right? Next is destruction only. And when person about to die, what he will do? He will release all his responsibilities. Yes or no? Na? When grandfather is there in what last days in the hospital, he will call all family members. He will start distributing the responsibilities. Hey beta, you take care of this. Hey beta, you take care of this. Sometimes surprises also he will give. Hey beta, you have one more brother, please take care of him. So no, na. Last minute he cannot say no. Surprises also will be there or not there. Okay, guys. What about sudden death? Sudden death means suddenly we have to be a problem. Hmm. That's kind of that's why they go for will preparation. Na? After my death, what should be done? Once person enters into 50 years, generally these rich people will write will. After me, what next? One senior lawyer will be there and he will come and distribute the things. Okay, whatever it is, guys. So when things are about to die, we have to release the responsibilities or not. My Spring Bean talking to database having connection object. When next it is going to die, what is need of holding that connection? Release it. So in destroy lifecycle method, we generally keep nullification logics first. If any bin properties are with value, we release those values, we nullify them. Into properties, zero, assign with zero. Float 0.0. Reference variable null. Boolean property false. We nullify them, nullify them. We behave as if no value is there for the properties. These are the two things, guys. Custom init method execute after all injections are done on Spring Bean. So I will write two logic. Initialization for leftover properties and checking whether properties are injected with correct values or not. In the custom destroy method, it is nullification logics. Releasing non-Java resources, nullifying the properties. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Initialize leftover properties of Spring Bean class that are not participating in any kind of injection. To check whether important Spring Bean properties are injected with the values, valid values or not. To nullify Spring Bean property by assigning with what? 0.0 null false to the Spring Bean properties. Next. To release non-Java resources associated with the Spring Beans like closing JDBC connection, closing IO streams, and etc. Closing JDBC connection, closing IO streams, and etc. Is that clear, my dear? Got it? Super, guys. Now, what is this? The standard signature for custom init method, custom destroy methods of Spring Bean lifecycle. Public method, no return type. Method name can be anything, no parameters. Any name can be taken as the method name. We must follow this signature while designing custom init and custom destroy lifecycle methods. Are you understanding my statement? Tell me, guys, how many times Spring Bean class object will be created? One time. How many times init method executes? One. How many times object will be destroyed? One time. How many times destroy lifecycle method executes? Can I call both the lifecycle methods are one time executing blocks na boss? One for initialization, one for uninitialization. Sir, I understood everything, sir. Just tell me how to configure normal method as init lifecycle method. Very simple. On the top of the method, following the signature, add post construct at the rate post construct annotation. Can you guess the annotation for destroy lifecycle method? Post construct and then pre-destroy. At the rate, pre-destroy. Before destruction, pre-destroy. After creation of object and injection, post-constructed. Easy, guys. Earlier, both these are JDK supplied annotations, guys. What annotations? JDK supplied annotations, guys. But somehow, now they have given separate jar file to work with these annotation. And you should add that jar file as a dependency. You should add that jar file as a dependency. But before that, you try to understand different approaches of Spring Bean lifecycle programming. Number one, declarative approach XML configuration. Today, are we worried about that? No. Why? Today, are we worried about that? Are we entertaining XML every day? Okay, here nothing is there. Spring Bean is configured using XML, using bean tag. What tag, guys? Bean tag. In that one, init-hyphen method, destroy-hyphen method are the two annotation we have to use it. But are you bothered right now? No. Next one, programmatic approach, guys. Programmatic approach. This is very interesting concentrate. We have to make Spring Bean implementing two fixed interfaces. One is initializing bean, another one is disposable bean. What is it? Initializing bean, disposable bean. Predefined interfaces given by Spring API. Each interface is having one method. Initializing bean is having after properties set method. Disposable bean interface is having destroy method. And both these methods will be taken as the life cycle method. Come on, guys. Both these methods will be taken as what? Life cycle method. Are you getting my point there, guys? Are you understanding my statement, guys? I want reply, my dear. So, first approach is bad because we are not entertaining XML. Second approach does not need XML. Then why are we not entertaining? I am making Spring Bean classes implementing initializing bean, disposable bean interfaces. Indirectly, Spring Beans are becoming invasive or not? Invasive Spring Beans are good or bad? Check it out. Here, lifecycle method names are fixed because they are taken from what? Implemented interfaces of Spring interfaces. Okay. Make the Spring Bean as what? Invasive. So that's why, is it going to work out, guys? Then what we are going to use, guys? Bad because of XML configuration. Bad because the Spring Bean comes as what? Becomes not comes becomes, guys. Because the Spring Bean becomes invasive. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, I want reply. Yeah, next one is what? Annotation configuration approach is the best approach. What approach, guys? The best approach. Are you getting my point? Using JDK supplied annotations like post construct and what? Here lifecycle method names are custom names. What, guys? Having annotation. Post construct to configure what, guys? Java method as init lifecycle method. Pre-destroy to configure Java method as what? Destroy lifecycle method. Are you getting my point there, guys? So what is the best one we are going to use? Third approach. Anyhow, we are in full 100% code-driven configuration, right? Yes, this is the best approach. Why it is best approach, guys? Yeah, we should have a reason why it is best now, boss. Shall we analyze why it is best? Shall we analyze why it is best, guys? Best. Best because. What is that? Best because, what reason? Best because no XML configurations because XML no need of XML configurations and yeah, Spring Bean can be non-invasive. Spring Bean can be non-invasive. Spring Bean can be non-invasive. Agree with me, my dear. I want reply, boss. Right. Is IOC container creating Spring Bean class object using custom unit method logics? Array, listen, guys. Init method is creating object. Container is creating object. Init method is creating object. Container is creating object. I want reply from you people, everyone. Container. Just init method is executing after object creation or not, guys? Can I say using init method logic container is creating object was? Are you ready to give that statement, my dear? Are you ready to give that statement, my dear? I want reply. Okay, boss. Is IOC container creating Spring Bean class object using what? Some init method logic. Answer is what? IOC container uses its own reflection API logics to create what? Spring Bean class object. So it is not using custom init method logic to create Spring Bean class object. Convinced with me, guys? Everyone understood my statement, guys? Come on. Array, listen, boss. Custom init method is a non-static method. It is executed, it is called on the top of Spring Bean class object. The method that is called on the top of Spring Bean class object by container. How does same method will create the object? Is there any sense in that, right? So when in servlet also lots of people thinks in this one wrongly. Init method creates servlet class object. Destroy method destroys servlet class object. No. Servlet container is having its own logic to create servlet class object, its own logic to destroy servlet class object. IOC container is having its own logic to create Spring Bean class object, its own logic to destroy what? Spring Bean class object. Init and destroy methods are not going to do that work. After all, those two methods also will be executed on Spring Bean class object, right? The method that are executing on Spring Bean class object will create Spring Bean class object, will destroy Spring Bean class object. Tell me, boss. It sound like that. And lots of people confuse themselves. Init method is creating Spring Bean class object. Destroy method is destroying what? Spring Bean class object. Both are wrong. See this? Is IOC container destroying Spring Bean class object using the logic of custom destroy method, guys? No. IOC container uses its own garbage collection logic to destroy our Spring Bean class object. I hope you convinced with this, guys. Come on. Everyone convinced with this point or not, guys? Super. Destroy lifecycle method execute just before garbage collection to execute somewhat uninitialization logic with respect to Spring Bean class object destruction. Next one. Is it mandatory to configure or replace the lifecycle methods in Spring Bean class development? So far, did we mention? So far, did we mention? Did we configure? Still, we are able to execute the logics or not? It's just a recommended, not mandatory. If we configure, it will take. If we don't configure, it won't take. But to no fixed names now, boss. Unless until you configure, I am planning to take these as life cycle method. Should be executed for life cycle event. Unless until you specify, they will not be executed. Unless until you specify, they will not be executed. Here, my dear, got the point, my dear. I want reply, boss. Optional. The IOC container looks to execute The life cycle methods of Spring Bean only when they are configured using XML or annotation. The interfaces implementation. No IOC container raises lifecycle event. It will not look to execute lifecycle method if no methods of Spring Bean are configured as what? Lifecycle method. Clear, my dear? Are you understanding my statement, boss? Okay, guys. Spring Bean lifecycle management using what? Meditation driven configuration. What are the two methods we got, guys? Post construct and pre-destroy. Post construct and what? Pre-destroy. Got it, guys? Post construct for unit life cycle method, pre-destroy for what? Destroy life cycle method. First, I will try to show the problem without adding life cycle method. We try to feel the problem. What is that? I have a water eligibility checking application Spring Bean. There I am injecting water name is address. Water name is address. Date of verification. What is that? Date of verification. Name is address. I try to gather from properties file as usual. I try to gather from what? Properties file. If I give wrong is means less than 18 years, above 120 years, negative number as is. Age should be above 18, below 100 something. That is below 120 years. Son on a boss. I want to reset that age. I have given age as a negative number. Is there any meaning in that? In the property file, I have typed age as minus 20. That means after 20 years, you will take birth. It's looking like a Kalki movie, right? When Aswatthama died and he lived for so many years. There's a lot of fictional story. ऐसा no na? Lot of fictional story, right, guys? More than Hollywood fictional story. I hope you are understanding my statement, boss. Okay. So, first I will show the problem. When I give negative number also, it is saying you are eligible, you are not eligible. When you give wrong number also, it's saying you are eligible, not eligible. It's meaningless or not, guys. I show that problem. To solve that problem without disturbing existing logic, I will try to take the support of life cycle method. Shall we start doing that work, guys? Come on. That's where my Eclipse 1102, right? Yeah. Don't miss tomorrow's class. Tomorrow, we will revise the Spring Core module, a few minutes from end to end. Then I will do introduction to Spring Boot Core module. Clear, guys? Okay. Few concepts I still kept in Spring Core because I want to teach them along with the Spring Boot Core. Yes, both are core modules only. If I teach everything in Spring Boot, Spring itself, you will feel very bored while learning Spring Boot core. Once you got the major difference between what? Spring programming and Spring Boot programming. That's a few concepts I wantedly maintained in what? Spring Boot core. So that all concepts will be covered here. And don't miss introduction of Spring Boot. Because Spring Boot is very important. We are going to learn all modules, microservice, architecture-based application, lot of mini projects, web application, distributed application development based on Spring Boot only. So far you learn prerequisite that is required to get into Spring Boot. Okay, guys. Let's go to Project Explorer. Yes. Where is this, guys? New. Where is this new? What is our project? Not Marvin. Meven is the correct pronunciation. Meven. Right. Say next. What is the archetype? Meven iPhone. Archetype iPhone. What is there, guys? Quick start. Kaminga, not Kaminga. Any spell mistake? Archetype. Spell mistake, huh? Meven itself spell mistake, huh? Fine. Meven hyphen archetype hyphen this. Internal came, guys, 1.1. Very bad one. Okay. All catalogs again 1.1. Meven central. What's happening? Why it is not giving latest? Default local. Okay. When this problem comes, just just relaunch the wizard again. What is this? Create new Maven project. What is the one? Maven iPhone. Archetype iPhone. What is there? Quick start. Maven iPhone. Archetype iPhone. Quick start. You need not to type everything, Rav. Come on. Somehow it is, no, I think still it is searching, it seems. All catalog, all these things are there. Try restore. Yeah, it is coming. Just go for configure once and close the window. It's coming automatic. Next, guys, and moreover, the moment you load, don't expect archetype should come. That's why keep Eclipse ID bit ahead. It takes some time to get loaded. It takes some time to get loaded. Tell me what is group ID? NIT. What is artifact ID? IOC pros. What is there? 09. 09. What is there? Spring Bean life cycle. What life cycle, guys? Spring Bean life cycle. What is there here? .nt.main. Save finish. Do I need to update the Java version today? Because by default it is giving 17th version, right, boss? Here is my yes, guys. This is my Spring Bean life cycle. Give time. Everything needs time, guys. Okay, now everything came by default. 17th version has come now, boss. Perfect. Okay, now first Spring project only now. Can I add Spring related starters? mvnrepository.com. What, guys? Spring context support. What is the one we are looking for, guys? Spring context support is taken. 6.1.2, right? 6.1.2, guys. Here is my what? Dependency. So take this. Tell me here, what is the one? Dependency opening and closing the boss. Second one, paste. 6.1.2 only we have taken. All main and dependent jars are coming now, boss. Okay, I want to use pre-destroy and post-construct annotations. They are there in which jar file, guys? Jakarta Annotation API. How can I search one, guys? How can I search one, guys? How can you find what is main dependency or sub-dependency? I think this is discussed 10 days back or 15 days back, right? Mr. Please, okay. Yeah, see, main dependency name generally we will get from documentation. But I have given already logic. What is the logic, guys? If classes of one jar are using classes of other jars, this one jar is called main jar file. Other jars are called what? Dependent jar. You want to feel that? Practically, wait a minute. In this one, there is a tab called dependency hierarchy tab. Here you can see the link between the jars, guys. Spring context support using Spring Bean. Spring Bean is using what? Spring Core. Spring context support also using what? Contact. That is using what? AOP. AOP using Spring Bean, also Spring Core. Okay, and the same thing. Spring context support also using what? Spring expression. Expression is also using core. That is also using micrometer observation. That one. See, guys, there are not there. Spring core also using Spring JCL. See, all these are saying we are using Spring context support, or Spring context support is saying I am using other things. See the hierarchy, boss. After seeing hierarchy, also you're still not ready to agree. I think your clear cut clarity is there on the hierarchy, boss. What do you say? Yes. This is called dependency hierarchy. What hierarchy, guys? Dependency. This is going to be dependency hierarchy or not? At least now you realize on what basis I am able to tell what is a tab. Dependency hierarchy tab, guys. Okay, let it be, boss. Okay, now I have to search for what, guys? Jakarta annotation API, right? Jakarta annotation API. Sir, in your MVNA, the moment you type LPs, suggestions are coming because I have used that one for so many people, right? Jakarta annotation API is there. Latest only you take, guys. Select these guys, paste it. Select these guys. pom.xml was paste it. Okay, guys, save it. Yeah, come to this event dependencies. Java annotation API has come or not, guys? API annotation has come or not? Yeah, Jakarta dot annotation. Here, can you see the classes related to annotations? Post construct and pre-destroy. There are not there. Okay, boss, that is done. But initially, I have added jar bus to complete the process. But initially, I don't use both annotation, pre-destroy and post construct. And for the problem, to solve the problem, I'm going to use what? Okay, annotation to make the normal methods as life cycle methods. What methods, guys? Life cycle method. Okay, right now, okay, let's focus on packages creation. At least you got the idea how to start the coding, how to end the coding in core module. Package com.nt.esbeans. Done, boss. Okay. It is a user defined class. User defined class means it should be you should enable component scanning. Better to enable component scanning from component configuration class. To take configuration class, better to take separate package now, boss. Yes, boss. New package. What is a package? com.nt.config. That's it. com.nt.config, guys. So first I'm going to this place, guys. Tell me. Okay, where is this class? Voter details. Voter details is my class, boss. I'm making this one as a Spring Bean. How to make this one as Spring Bean? Okay, I think I can manage with component. Is it a layered application? Is it a service class? That's why I can manage with component, right? At the rate component, where is that? VD. My choice. Generally, short form of the class name will be taken as B9. Okay, tell me. It integer, or you can take a normal integer also. VID, voter ID, come on. Private string, what is there? Name. Private string name. Private int is. Okay, float also you can take, guys. No one stops you to take float. What is next one? Wait, date, DOE. Date of verification. Okay, guys. Date of verification. I'm taking another package here. What is that? Package com.nt.commons. Com.nt.commons. Next. What is there, guys? File. What is the file we should use, guys? Any name I can give. We are in wrong folder, huh? Right now, right folder only. We should, no, it can be package, no problem. Achha, I have taken as folder, huh? But no, not the issue. Was folder package both are same. New package. Where is package option here? You don't know this internally. Package is a folder. Commons. Okay, right. Same thing has come. Unnecessarily taken tension. Okay, let it be was next one. New, where is this file? New file. What's the file I should take? Any name. Hmm. Person. Person info dot properties. What is that, guys? Person info dot properties. Person info dot properties. Tell me. Personal information. What is the information, guys? Person info dot properties. What is there? Personal information. Personal information. Perfect. Okay. Tell me here. What is this? ER voter dot ID 1001. Voter dot name Raja. Voter dot is some 30. Data verification I don't want to bring from here. Okay. Control plus shift plus O. Which date, guys? Util data, SQL data. Okay. Can I inject here, boss? Simple values, na. At the rate value, dollar, bracket open, closing. Tell me now here. What is that? Voter dot ID. Dollar voter dot ID. Okay, ID only. Fine, next one. Fine, boss, next one. Copy this. Say next. At the rate value, voter dot name. Super. At the rate value, dollar, voter dot is. Public string check voting eligibility. What, guys? Check voting eligibility. Tell me, my dear, if age less than 18, written Mr. Miss, Mrs. What is there? Name. You are. Yeah, you are not eligible for voting. You are not eligible for voting. Okay, I think one technical mistake is coming here. Here, one technical blunder is happening. After checking eligibility, we generate a voter ID, na? But already I'm giving voter ID, right? So it's better to make this one as person ID, Aadhaar number kind of thing. That's better. Go to person.info. Here, what is this? Voter dot A number. What number? A number. ABB. Alphabets also, right? But Aadhaar number can be numeric only. Sure? Okay. Aadhaar number is always numeric value, right? Okay. So then what I do? It's going to be quite long number, guys. Lengthy number. Aadhaar number is going to be lengthy number. Can I take it as long there? Yes. What is this? Voter.an. Clear was 21. You are not eligible for voting. Verified on what, guys? New data. Verified on new data. Convinced or not, guys? Come on. Super. Is the right syntax now? Else, guys. Are Mr. name is this name, ra? What's happening, boss? Don't become like that. Copy, guys. Paste. Mr. Miss name. You are what, guys? Eligible for voting. Verified on new data. Verified on new data. Or you are ready with business method or not, guys? Okay. Right. Okay, done, boss. But still, I have not introduced life cycle method. I will introduce. Don't. Go to config class, my dear. This is property file. This is this. This is configuration class development now. Is there any predefined class now? No. Only one class, that is user defined. So what should I do? App config. What, guys? App config. Tell me here. Get the rate. Get the rate configuration. Get the rate configuration. Are you getting my point there, guys? Get the rate component scan. Get the rate component scan. Tell me next one. Base packages is equal to nt slash commons slash. What is next? nt slash commons slash. What is the file name? Person info dot properties. Right, guys? Person info dot. Easy na, boss? Yes. Person info dot properties. Acha, I think Yes. New class. What's there, guys? New class. Component scans and component scans. If you want to mention multiple packages, you can use what? Component scans. Right. Okay, then tell me next one. Spring Bean life cycle test. What there? Spring Bean life cycle test, guys. Here is my main method now, boss. Hey, instantiation of singleton scope Spring Bean happen. The moment you create the container, the moment you close the container, destruction of the bean object starts now, boss. So that means init lifecycle method execute along with the container creation. When pre-instantiation is done on the Spring Beans, next one, guys. When you call ctx dot close method, when you call ctx dot close method, yeah, definitely what happened? Right, guys. Create the IOC container. Tell me. Annotation config. Application context. CTX is equal to new annotation config. Application context. App config dot class. Control plus shift plus O. Next one is what? Get Spring Bean class object reference. Yes, na boss? Okay, what is this? Voter details. Details is equal to ctx dot get bean. Tell me. Video comma. What is there? Voter details dot class. It is done or not done? Okay, next one. Invoke the business method. We have to invoke the business method or not, guys? String result message is equal to details dot check voting eligibility. Sys out result message. STRING, right, boss? Okay. Next one is what, boss? Close the container. CTX dot close. We are closing the container. Listen, so far simple program only. Still life cycles are not introduced, guys. Still life cycle methods are not introduced. You run the application now. Run as a Java application. Mr. Raja, you are eligible for voting. Verified on so and so date. Verified on so and so date. My question is, where I initialized? Did I initialize anywhere? Acha, this is the mistake. I am creating object and printing, guys. DOE. Actually, I should that I am going to keep in what, guys? DOE property or not, boss? That I am going to keep on which where? DOE property, right, boss? Are you getting my point? Perfect. Spring Bean lifecycle test run as Java application. Verified or null. That's one problem. Another problem is, okay, go to this place, guys. I have given -30. It still says you are not eligible. -30 is basically valid age or invalid age? Do you think it's a valid age or invalid age? But still saying not eligible now, boss. Okay, now I will take 300. What is there? 300. Come on, guys. Spring Bean lifecycle test boss. Clear on this. Mr. Miss Raja, you are eligible. 300 years, anyone lives? Only Ashwadama will live. Aisa no na? Ashwadama will live and Karna will take Rupat for Ashwadama. What a pretty story that is. Okay, guys. CTX dot close. Verified on null or not, guys? Verified or null or not, guys? Come on. Okay. See, I don't want, when wrong inputs are there, invalid inputs are there, I don't want to execute business logic. I want to throw the exception. Moreover, this verified or I don't want to initialize separately, guys, through injection process. Taking data, spring bean, injecting at the rate data, why all these things? Anyhow, we have a ability to take custom init method, executes of all injections now. There you initialize leftover property. Tell me out of 4 properties, how many properties are injected? 3. What is leftover property? Div. Such things can be initialized where, guys? Init to a life cycle method. Custom init method, right, guys? Custom init method or init life cycle method. What method, my dear? Custom init method or init life cycle method. Have a look, nice. Public void my init. You don't like name, take on something else. My init. Sys trace. Do the feeling that is executed. First initialize leftover properties. What properties, guys? Initialize leftover properties. New is equal to new data. Here I am initializing leftover properties or not, guys? Perfect. Bro, voice is clear, bro. Check your side. Who is this fellow, Babu? Bro, voice is clear. Who is suffering for voice? Voice is very low. Voice is breaking. Hey, stop using that mobile data, Ran. Please. Your mobile data is not consistent and you will start doing dances here. Start attending classes using Wi-Fi network or try to be in a stable area. Okay, initialize leftover properties. Yes. Next. Check whether correct values are injected to what, guys? Spring bean properties are not. What, guys? Spring bean properties are not. Check whether correct values are injected to spring bean properties or not. Tell me. If name is equal to null or name is not injected, boss. Right. Next one. Is less than or equal to less than 18 or is greater than or equal to 120. Okay, 120 also we allow. Yes, na boss. Or VID less than 0. VID only we have taken. Oh, okay. Let me take this one as ID only. ID less than 0, guys. Come on. Anything less than 0. Then what should I do? Throw new. What is there? Illegal argument exception. Invalid inputs. What inputs, guys? Inputs. Okay, my init lifecycle method is doing both activities now, boss. Number 1, initializing leftover property. Number 2, checking whether if important properties are injected with correct values or not. Yes or no? Na? Super, boss. Okay, next. Array, but how does it know it is not a business method, it is a life cycle method? Somewhere we have tried the annotation or not? That to my INIT is not a fixed name, it can be any name. At the rate post to construct. At the rate post to construct. Right, guys? Public wide destroy. What guys? Destroy. Next one, tell me. Sys trace. What trace guys? Sys trace. Tell me. DOV is equal to null. Initializing one property. ID is equal to 0. 0L. Long value na 0L. Negative. Age is equal 0. Age is equal to 0. How to make this one as another life cycle method? At the rate pre-destroy. Clear guys? Nullifying the bean properties or not guys? Nullifying the bean properties. So nullifying the spring bean proper. This is my business method. Okay, to do the feeling, sometimes is creating object, what I do? What are details? Here I will write what guys? Sys trace, come on. Zero arg constructor. What arg guys? Zero arg constructor. What constructor, my dear? Come on, I want reply. Zero arg constructor. What constructor? Zero arg constructor. Comfortable, guys? Got the clarity, my dear? I want reply. Come on, everyone. Super. Can I run the application with the proper valid inputs? Okay, 30 only I have given. This time lifecycle methods definitely execute, but are they going to throw exception? That's a business method happily executed or not, guys? Spring Bean lifecycle test, guys. Check it out. First constructor, then injections. Injections I cannot write SOP. Why? Because I have done field injection on the properties. Internally field injection. Then init method is executing. In the init method, you check initialize a DOV property, right? Checking AV is less than 12, no. Greater than 120, no. Name null, no. ID null, ID 0, less than 0, no. So I no exceptions from my NIT. Later what I am doing guys, I got bin object, I call the business method. Business method is executed and business method execution is saying you are eligible for voting and this verification done on so and so date na boss. The value that is injected to DOE in init lifecycle method is printed there or not there. Super. Then what is there guys? After printing the result, what we are doing my dear? CPX dot close. It will try to close the container. In that process, try to destroy Spring Bean class objects. In that process, try to destroy Spring Bean class object. Come on, guys. When you try to destroy Spring Bean class object, all bean properties will be nullified or not, guys? All the bean properties will be nullified or not, guys? Super. So here is my destroy nullification is happened. Okay. So now let me check. Person info dot properties I have taken minus 30. Is it going to stop me executing business method, guys? Yeah. Exception came. At what time exception came? Check it out. Object created, values are injected. Since the wrong values are injected, my unit is throwing illegal argument exception. What is there? Illegal argument exception, invalid inputs. My theory and practical is matching or not matching, boss? Interesting or not, guys? Like this, you give any invalid input, init method catches them, throws the exception, so application will not go further. So indirectly, we are using init method to its full potential or not. Number one, initializing the leftover property which are not participated in what? Injection. Number two, okay, checking whether important properties are initialized with valid values or not. Because without valid values, if you execute the business logic, it is really going to be meaningless. It's really going to be meaningless. Are you getting my point, my dear? Got the point, my dear. I want reply, boss. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. I want reply, guys. Hmm. Spring bean life cycle test. What test, guys? Spring bean life cycle test. Okay, that's good. Hmm. We got the exception and we are getting the output. And same application is kept here. Check it out. Dependencies are added, guys. Property file is taken, right? Checking eligibility is happening there. Understanding? Okay. Initializing date property, checking null and yes. Okay. Invalid inputs, guys. Otherwise, business method. In my describe, we are nullifying the bin properties. Nullifying or not? Regular configuration class, guys. Component scanning and other thing. Sir, here your property file is not configured. Maybe I have configured property file on the Spring Bean itself. First place is configuration class. If we configure on the Spring Bean also, not a problem. After all, we have only single class. Then client application, my dear, right? Regular. If exception is coming now, that's why you are throwing and catching the exception. We are catching the exception, guys. Okay, how the output comes also we discussed. And last touch is what? Spring Bean life cycle diagram. Are you ready, guys? Spring Bean life cycle. So by default, Spring Bean means class. By default, it will be there in what does not exist state, guys, right? What state, guys? That means no object is created. So loading class will happen from where, guys? Does not exist. What is there? Does not exist. Yeah, from does not existed. First it will be loaded now, boss. First it will be loaded. Spring Bean class loading. Spring Bean class instantiation. In this process, object creation is happening now, boss. Next, injections on Spring Bean class object. Could be field injection, setter injection, constructor injection, arbitrary method injection. Then what will execute, guys? Init life cycle method. What method, guys? Init life cycle method. Array, I'm not writing annotation. Why? Because in XML also different tags will be there, right? Was okay. Now tell me, guys. Spring Bean class object is ready. Does not exist state to ready state. It has come. What state, guys? Earlier not there. Now there. When it is ready, yeah. Access business method for business method execution. Right now, boss. Access the Spring Bean class object reference for business methods execution. Simply for what, guys? Business methods execution. Are nothing but ctx dot get bean. We got object. There we call the business method or not, guys? Okay. When as long as it is ready, we'll access it, we'll use it. Okay. Now tell me. So I raised one or other destruction event, guys. What event? I raised one or other destruction event. Destroy lifecycle method executes, my dear. Come on. Then Spring Bean class object deinstantiation. Nothing but garbage collection. When object is deleted, the relevant class will be unloaded. The relevant class will be unloaded. That means Spring Bean class will be unloaded. Why? Or if it is not unloaded, next time when I ask a new object, that class should be loaded now, boss. Updated class should be loaded or not. Listen, when object is destroyed, relevant class will be unloaded. Why, sir? If not unloaded, modification done to the class will not be reflected in the next object creation. Right, boss? Super. So all these activities are taking place for what activity? Spring Bean Spring Bean life cycle destruction event, right? Spring Bean life cycle, what event guys? Destruction. Spring Bean life cycle, what is that? Instantiation event. Spring Bean life cycle, what event guys? Instantiation event. Convinced it was. You got the clarity, my dear. Come on. Super. First what there? Does not existed. Spring Bean class loading. A static block executes, right? Constructor, object creation, constructor. And all injections, guys, all injections, all the configured injections. All the configured injections takes place or not, guys? Then Spring Bean class object, what is does not exist at no object created, ra? Arre, Basu, where are you, man? Why are you so late? I think the second time or third time I talked about it. Does not exist mean no object not created. Fine, happy, boss. Object is not created for Spring Bean class. Does not exist. Spring Bean is physically not there, right? Come on, boss. Object is not created for Spring Bean. At that time, someone asked, pre-instantiation happened. Or someone asked object, loads the class, creates the object. Come on, guys. Next one. All injections are done. Once injections are done, init life cycle method. Then our Spring Bean class object is ready to serve or not, guys. So that means from does not exist state to ready state it has come or not, guys. Okay, we access that object, we call the business method. Suppose when container is closed, first what happened? It will try to destroy each Spring Bean class object by calling its destroy lifecycle method. Then garbage collection, then unloading of the class, then end of the story. When ctx dot get closed method is called, container is closed, but indirectly what? Spring Bean objects also destroyed. Check it out. Okay, right now I will give perfect inputs, guys. Perfect means perfect. 30 is a perfect input, guys. Spring Bean life cycle, my dear. Yes. Tell me what is there? Destroy executed at the end. Okay, boss. At the end, I commented ctx dot close. When I don't close the container, do you think it will try to destroy the object? It will try to destroy the Spring Bean class object. I want reply. Super. Spring Bean lifecycle test, guys. Tell me here what is the story. Does it showing here, boss? Does it showing here, boss? Tell me what is there. ctx dot close. What is there, guys? Does it showing? Does it showing here? No. Okay, go here, guys. Save it, guys. Here on this. That means when container is closed, it will try to destroy each object. When each object is about to destroy lifecycle method executes. Now tell me, boss, because of custom init method logics, Spring Bean object is created or container is having its own logic? How can you say that, sir? Today, what is my logic in the init lifecycle method? Data object creation, checking the variable. Do you think it is creating Spring Bean class object? What the logics are there in destroy lifecycle method? Nullification of Bean pro. Do you think it is destroying Spring Bean class object? So that's why they are lifecycle methods only. Moreover, they should be executed on Spring Bean class object. The methods that are executing on Spring Bean class object, do you really think they are capable of creating and destroying objects? That to Spring Bean class object, come on, guys. It's impossible, right, boss? So that's why IOC container is having its own logic to create Spring Bean class object and its own logic to destroy Spring Bean class object. What do you say, guys? Yes, boss. So now let's see, guys, how to do that work. Okay. This one. Can I upload the notes, guys? Hmm. 7 a.m. This one. Oh, no, no, not that. I know that. What's our batch code, guys? I think this one, this one, this one, this one, right? Okay. Where is this? Spring Core. Where is this file upload? What's our batch code, guys? 1102. What module? Core module. Where is this? Today's date is 24th, na boss? Yes. Add it. But 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Okay. This is the end of the module. As I promised, I will give soft copy of the applications. Yes or no? Na? 16.8. What is the folder we got, guys? Classroom application. Only first application I have given, it seems, right, boss? File upload. What is your workspace? Workspaces. What is your workspace, guys? Spring. Here, what is your batch? 1102, right? Here what? Yes. Here is my 1102 workspace, guys. Yeah. First one not required to keep. Second one also not required to keep. Remaining all are required or not required? Required to keep. Remaining all the things you should add to jar or var file. Okay, guys. 7 zip, guys. Add to what is there? Add to this one. Adds up to what, guys? September 24th, boss. 24th, 2024. Select this file, guys. Okay, you can download and unzip the content or not. So core module workspace is there with you or not, guys? But I want to people not to see this one. I want you people to practice without seeing this. I have given example of what? Voting eligibility checking. Can you go for one more example? Marriage eligibility checking. For boys, 21 years, right? For girls, 18 years. That means you should also take one more input, gender. If gender is male, one condition for eligibility. Gender is female, one more condition for eligibility. Right, boss? But you observe one logic here. Choosing a leader is very easy compared to choosing a girl. To choose a girl, you have to wait till 21 years. To choose a leader, you can choose in 18 years. That means government also knows handling leader is very easy, handling girl. Aisa no na? That's not correct. I'm just kidding. Fine, boss, whatever it is. But girls can handle boy at 18 years only. Okay, you are easy to handle, my dear. Thank you. Whatever it is, we are ready with this core module is completed. Few concepts we will learn in Spring Boot core. Tomorrow I will revise entire core module. I will use single liner for every topic, single liners. Single line statement about annotation, single line statement about each concept, so that you can revise and go whenever you want at an interview. But at the same time, I will be introducing what? Spring Boot core. Followed by that, Spring Data JPI. Followed by that, Spring Data MongoDB. These are for database interaction. Yes or no? Na? Super, guys. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll talk more.